Hi, everybody. Welcome back into the Living Room Guitarist. Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate you coming by. Please subscribe to the show if you haven't done so already. We feature some really wonderful guests here as much as we can. Would love to have you as a featured guest on the show. The show, of course, is all about playing the guitar, obviously. And it's really more, I guess, more geared toward amateur players, those of us who don't have aspirations to be professionals and make money and sell music, things like that. Maybe we just don't play at that level. We're living roomers, Again, we have just regular lives and jobs and all that. But even pros do, they have their day jobs and all that, but they like to go and get gigs. And if that's what you do, that's great. But this show is really about just playing guitar just for the joy of playing and making music. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter to me as your host. It doesn't matter if you just know 2 or 3 chords to strum or if you can just totally shred. Who cares? We play because we have a passion for it, because we need to. If you remember a couple of episodes ago, I read that email that I got from a gentleman named Lawrence who said some very profound things about why we play this instrument. And it was that email that I was thinking about. I'll be honest with you. I was thinking of not really filming an episode this week. It's the 4th of July weekend. Today's the Saturday as we film this. And I wasn't thinking about not filming just because it's a holiday weekend. I was thinking about just blowing it off because my head is just not in a good place. Folks, I'm not in a good place as I sit here today. It's been a very bad week. I'm going to be honest with you. Just been a bad week that I created myself. I've been just in a funk. I have not been happy with myself. Something happened. As creatives, as musicians, as artists, you can probably relate, right? We tend to be pretty sensitive folks, so maybe a little bit more sensitive than the average person. Sometimes we wear our hearts on our sleeves, don't we? And sometimes we even hang a kick me sign on it. And boy, did I do that. I'll tell you, when I step in, and I step in it but good. So I'm just not in a good place right now. And I was debating whether or not I should do a show this week because of that. And I thought about what Lawrence had said in that email that I read a couple of episodes ago, and I figured, you know what, I really do need to come and do an episode this week because of what he said about why we play this instrument. It's not a throwaway hobby that we could just easily replace with something else. We don't just play guitar waiting for something better to come along. We play because we need to, because as Lawrence said, it can be a life-saving instrument. This does a lot for us. I guess if you don't have a dog, you've got this as your friend sometimes. So, again, I've been in this funk, and I know you've all been there. We're all active, regular adults, and we just go through people's stuff. So that's where I am right now, and I just wanted to present what's going on. I've got a little tune here I've been messing with. It's all of 2 days old, so this is just, hot off the press and completely undeveloped, just raw, just a bunch of stuff. And it comes from that kind of dark place where I was that we've all been to. You've probably discovered this. Sometimes when we're in our darkest places, we tend to be our most creative in some cases. So whether you're a musician or an artist, painter, writer, whatever, creative people just do that. And we create because we have to, not because we're good, because we just love this instrument, love to play, and we have to express ourselves, our souls. You've seen our tagline for the show at the beginning, where every player is good enough. That's true, of course, but I would say maybe we got to change that to, is your soul being expressed? That's really what it's all about, is expressing ourselves on this fretboard. So I was home the other night with the lights off. I think I had a candle lit. I don't remember. I was just in this place, but I picked up my guitar, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, or I just knew I had to do something. It happened to be in a drop D tuning. I was playing some stuff from Physical Graffiti. If you're a Zeppelin fan, you got to have drop D tuning. So that's all it is. You tune your E string down to a D, and there's your drop D tuning. And that's just where I was. And I didn't have an agenda, anything I needed or wanted to do specifically. I just didn't know what. Just spontaneously, organically, if you will, I just sort of plucked this harmonic down on the 12th fret. And I let that D harmonic ring, and I just started messing around, just seeing what happened on the fretboard. Trying to set a mood. And I just kept hitting this again. When the ring died out, I hit it again. And I found something else, maybe. again, see, I'm just kind of putzing around here and just seeing what happens. But basically, you can do that as long as you want if you feel like it. I mean, just trying to set a mood, but that's just where my head was. I didn't really care. I'm not trying to impress anybody because I was by myself in a dark room, just, wallowing in self-pity. We've all been there, folks. That's why it's a very human thing to express ourselves. But basically eventually I ended up just on this D. I don't know what it is. The last few episodes have been all in the key of D. Maybe I'm trying to exhaust myself of D. I don't know what it is, but there I was. And I just sort of was just on the upswing here on this pick. So that's what I just started doing. I was just getting a little violent with it there, but maybe it's better to take out your frustrations on the strings rather than other people or even on yourself, because when we get in some of these places, when our head's just not in a good place, like I am as we sit here and do this, we don't want to take things out on ourselves, so that's not good. So here we are with our psychological therapist couch here. I'm just messing around, just that D chord, just let go of this string, put on that string. I start here and just with that D, but I don't get that high string there just yet. I just this D here, and I gradually will bring in that bottom string, and then bring that in, and then get on that second fret, bring the whole D in. You want to try that, go ahead. You've got other creative ideas, please, to see if this speaks to you in some way, and is it the raw roots of something that could evolve into a coherent song? I don't know. This is just where I was. I just let go of that, and I just play those two bottom on the second and third fret. That G with my pinky, just playing the 4 bottom strings now. So maybe the beginning of something I started messing around with. Since I knew I was in drop D, I came down to the 5th fret and I was borrowing those 2 top notes and then muting that 3rd string down and playing the 4th string. So just these. Maybe that could go somewhere with your own creative imagination here. So I just like the feel of this on the 5th fret, so 4th and 5th. And I was kind of messing with alternative voicings of a D down here. Just seeing what could be discovered, what might jump off the fretboard at me. That's the essence of being a living room player, right? You just sort of hover and discover on these notes. If you think it's got some possibilities there, mess around with it. I just kind of fell for that idea of just letting that harmonic ring and just start messing around and having fun. Nobody cares if there's a right or wrong in here. We're just make some shapes and see what happens. But you know, we're just kind of moving around in variations of D and seeing what's possible. And we're just getting it out. We're expressing who knows what. But it's it's therapy right here. This is actually a pretty cheap therapist, you know, because they bill a lot. So I submit this to you and see what's going on in your own imagination. When you just sit with this and mess with it, does it speak to you, and can you let it evolve into something that works for you? Submit it back to us if you can create something with it. Livingroomguitarist at gmail.com. That is livingroomguitarist at gmail.com. We'd love to feature you on the show. Promise I'll be in a better mood next time. I'll try to. Oh, what a week it's been. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time, and I'll just kind of play this out for a moment, you know, what I was messing with, and let it speak to you in some way.